Suddenly, the sky went black, and the yellow moon drew in so close that it seemed to be pasted on her window pane. She stared into it, trembling, and saw a dot in the center that looked exactly like the pupil of an eye. Then, a deep voice, like an old man speaking through a megaphone, bellowed,
"Don't be afraid, Tabitha."
An icy shiver ran up her spine, and she recoiled till her back hit her desk, knocking over her desk lamp, and the bulb shattered on the floor. The moon, or whatever it was, drifted back, and she saw that it was attached to the front of a dark shape that she instantly recognized as the Big Kahuna. He was flying upside down.
"It was your singing that brought me here."
You mean the song I made up?
No, what you were singing before the song.
You heard it all the way in Monterey Bay?
Yes, those kinds of notes travel very far. The only other time I heard them was from a fish that lives beyond our galaxy.
Wow! Is there home another galaxy that can be seen with the Hubble, radio, or X-ray telescopes? I know all the names of the galaxies that have names. Is it the Andromeda?
No. Those telescopes can only see our Milky Way and other galaxies, some of which are so old they barely exist anymore. Their starlight takes so long to reach their lenses that many of the stars they see are already dead. This is a place that exists beyond time and can only be reached through the black hole in the Milky Way.
I may only be 9 years old, but I know a lot about astronomy. Nothing, not even light, can escape a black hole once it's sucked in.
I've never been through the black hole. The fish, called a Siren Fish, came to see me in the aquarium after I was caught. Every so often, a Siren Fish comes to Earth. We Earthfish call them wish fish because they are sent here to give one wish to a good fish. I wished for the gift of flight.
To escape the aquarium?
No, I wanted to fly even when I lived in the ocean. Don't get me wrong, the ocean deep is beautiful, and I've swum around the world many times. But I always felt that the water was pushing me down. I'd leap out a few feet and always go down again. How I long to see everything above.
I've always wanted to see outer space, and I don't mean through a telescope. By the way, why are you flying upside down?
You know the back of a bluefin tuna is dark blue. I blend in with the sky because I don't want anyone to see me but you. I want to be your friend, Tabitha. You see, I have a lot to be grateful for. I was caught for the aquarium instead of by a fishery that would turn me into sushi. And then I was granted my deepest wish in the world. I wanted to give something back. And who better to give to than someone who also feels like a lot of things are pushing her down? Your beautiful music, like the music of the Siren Fish, brought me to you. I can't grant you wishes like a wish fish can, but I think I understand some of your problems, and I might be able to help. Would you like to ride on my back and see outer space?
Oh, this is all happening so fast, Kahuna.
My name is Tuney.
Why would such a big fish have a name that sounds so little? You know, like Tiny Tuney.
My mother didn't name me for my size. She named me for tunes. You know, music. She loved it as much as I do.
Can you sing, Tuney?
No, unfortunately.
I'll teach you then.
I wouldn't count on it. You know the old joke? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
You really are nice. But do you think I could get to know you a little better before we take that ride? I'm still a little scared.
I understand. How about I come back tomorrow night at the same time?
That would be wonderful.
It's a date, then.
And with a great flutter of his pectoral fins, he vanished into the night. Around 9:30 the next evening, Tabitha was once again glued to her bedroom window. The moon was just as round and full as the night before, and she felt very fidgety, wondering when it would draw in close with the pupil in dead center. All day long at school, she couldn't think of anything but Tuney. Even during an astronomy lesson, when her hand would usually pop up every other minute to ask or answer questions, she was so distracted that Miss Rice had to say, "Pinwheel Galaxy to Tabitha. Come in, Tabitha." She knew she couldn't discuss Tuney with anyone, even her closest friends, though she desperately wanted to. Word would get out, and she'd be sent to the guidance counselor, who'd be convinced she was going loony. And worst of all, if she and Tuney really did become friends, he would have to be a secret friend. He would be the first secret she'd ever kept from Nana, who would think she had been spending too much time inside and getting cabin fever, which would make Nana feel very guilty. She knew that Tuney didn't want anyone to see him but her. Oh, if only she could share him with Nana. But she knew that was impossible. But she had made up her mind. She would take a ride with Tuney, or otherwise she'd always be left wondering if she had missed the opportunity of her life. Thank goodness Nana dozed off every evening around now and was a very sound sleeper. She opened the window a crack, letting in the chill air, and began her warm-up singing. After a few minutes of hitting notes that went beyond the 88 keys of a piano, the big, beautiful yellow eye appeared right beyond the window pane. Once again, he was flying upside down.
Hello, little angel.
I've decided to take a trip with you, Tuney.
That's wonderful, Angel. You're going to have the time of your life.
But we can't stay out too long, 'cause tomorrow's a school day.
How about just a trip to the moon tonight? I'll have you back by 11.
The moon? Tabitha strapped on her Mickey Mouse wristwatch with the pink band and reached for her faded baby blue jacket with the fur-lined hood and scarf.
You won't need the scarf or jacket, Angel. When the wish fish granted my wish to fly, he knew I felt trapped under the sea and wanted to go everywhere above. Some regions that are very cold, and others very hot, like red giant stars. So he made me a completely temperature-controlled flying unit.
But what about oxygen? How will I breathe without oxygen tanks?
You don't know it yet, Angel. But you have a special magic that allows you to breathe in outer space.
Tabitha stuffed her jacket under the Spider-Man comforter on her bed in case Nana did check in on her in the night, which was extremely unlikely considering how deeply Nana slept. She also put a black hairbrush between the top edge of the comforter and her pillow, because Tabitha always pulled her comforter over her face, just exposing the top of her black hair.
Just open the window all the way and climb onto my belly. I'll rise up vertically as slow as I can so no one can see us. And then I'll slowly turn upright, and you must grab on with all your might to my dorsal fin. I'll help you around with my pectoral fin, and then we'll be off.
During the ride, Tuney took daring swoons and dives. Tabitha gasped, shrieked, and howled with laughter like never before. She had once been on a roller coaster, but it was nothing like this. In the calmer moments, she told him all her dreams. How she wanted more than anything to be a scientist, but was having trouble with math. How she wanted to give Nana her dream of a house by the sea, but was afraid she might fail. and they'd be stuck on their miserable block all of their lives.
You worry a lot, don't you, Angel?
Tabitha couldn't answer.
That's what I think I can help you with.
You mean you can help me stop worrying?
Yes, I think I can. Does Nana give you any gifts on Christmas?
Yes, she always gives me one special gift. She puts away a little something every time she gets her money for the month.
Does she ask you what you want?
Oh, always, because she says she can't keep up with all the technological devices that kids use these days.
Tell her to buy you a good camera. Flying with me, you'll be able to take better pictures than the Hubble and all those other telescopes put together.
But what about math? If I'm too stupid to learn it, I still won't become a good scientist.
Don't you ever call yourself stupid, Angel. You're very intelligent, and maybe I can help you get over this math hang-up you have too.
I can't imagine how you'll pull that one off. As they hovered a few feet above the moon's sea of tranquility, where astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed in their lunar module more than 43 years before, Tuney said,
I'll let you walk, but only for a few minutes because I have to get you home by 11. The ground is very slippery, and because of the moon's gravity, you only weigh about 10 pounds.
Tabitha used Tuney's left pectoral fin like a slide, and once her feet were safely planted on the ground, she was able to take leaps like a kangaroo. She couldn't stop giggling and howling.
Time's up.
Tuney lowered his pectoral fin and lifted Tabitha back on board, then gave her a quick tour of the great craters and lava plains. Back home, he asked her,
Would you like to fly again tomorrow night?
Absolute suppositiviciously. I want to fly with you every night, Tuney.
Do you have any preferences?
Well, until I get my camera, we might as well see all the other planets in our solar system. I mean, there's already plenty of great pictures of them. So in the weeks till Christmas, they caught a brief glimpse of Mercury speeding along its orbit at 30 miles per second. They plowed through the large, dense clouds of Venus and the dust storms of the red planet Mars. They took a long tour around the giant planet Jupiter through its beautiful dark blue and brownish red clouds and saw all of its 63 satellites, including the 4 Galilean moons, Io, Europa, Callisto, and the gigantic Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system. They whirled around Saturn's rings, and Tabitha was afraid they might crash into Titan, the hugest of its many moons. Finally, they saw the beautiful blue worlds of Uranus and Neptune. The night after Christmas, Tabitha opened her bedroom window and sang her Siren Fish songs. She couldn't wait to show Tuney the beautiful new digital camera that Nana bought her with every penny she had saved since last Christmas. When he showed up, her voice was bursting with so much excitement that she wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise. Look at this amazing thing, Tuney. Look at the size of the telephoto lens. Now we can sail through the whole Milky Way, see unbelievable star clusters and nebula, other solar systems, and even other galaxies. And all the other astronomers and astrophysicists will be pulling their hair out, wondering how I got my amazing pictures. What, Tuney?
Right now, you don't sound like the mature young lady I know you are.
I'm just saying the things you promised me.
I never promised you shortcuts. Think about how you're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh, I think I understand, Tuney. If a 9-year-old girl started spreading around pictures that no technology known to mankind could possibly have taken, they might hang me like a witch in the Salem trials of 1692.
You are a smart one, my little one. If you really want a career as a scientist, You have to earn it step by step. The pictures you take with me will only help you focus your research. But what do you have to do first?
I guess I have to study hard, learn my math, and eventually get my doctoral degree and win research grants. But I'm too stupid to ever learn math.
You are not stupid. You just worry too much. Tonight, I'm going to give you my Christmas present. I'm going to take you to a place that's going to change your mind about a lot of things. But you can't ask me where we're going. It's got to be a surprise. Will you come?
Of course, Tuney. I trust you with my life. And I know you'll never leave me, will you?
Of course not. Not as long as we're both alive. Come on, let's go.
Tuney's flight pattern seemed a bit strange to Tabitha after they took off. They didn't speak at all, and he flew as straight as an arrow, instead of taking the usual leaps and dives to hear her wails of thrill and bursts of joy. Tuney suddenly picked up speed like never before and hurtled on as stiff as a skateboard, no expression from his pursed and determined lips, as if a giant magnet was pulling his every muscle. Tabitha looked at her Mickey Mouse watch and noticed that it was ticking slower. Oh my gosh! I know what's going on! Fear boiled in every vein of her body, and her face turned red with rage and betrayal. You evil, evil fish! I know what you're up to! Oh, you were right about one thing. I am a smart one, but I was wrong. Dead wrong about you. You're a devil in my life, not an angel. You're worse than all the other dream killers Nana always warned me about. We're entering gravitational time dilation, and that's why my watch is ticking so slowly. You're kidnapping me to Sagittarius, the supermassive black hole in the Milky Way.
Please have faith in me, Angel.
Don't you dare call me that, you selfish beast. You're not even really flying now, are you? You're just being pulled by the gravity of the black hole. You just want to stay forever with your Siren Fish and show them that you found a human girl who could sing like them. Look, I already see Quasar J1106 plus 1939. Tabitha saw the most beautiful bands of spiraling colors she had ever seen, 1,000 times more spectacular than any firework display or laser light show on Earth. We're approaching the event horizon, the point of no return. I'll never see my Nana again. Nothing can escape from a black hole. Oh, maybe you're not evil, Tuney. Maybe you're just insane. I jumped off you right now, but I know I just float endlessly in space till I died. What are you doing? Why don't you say something instead of just have faith in me? Don't you know that if we go in the black hole with the sirens, we both might be insane forever, and we'll never get out again? We studied about Ulysses, the king of Ithaca, in the 8th century BC, and when his ship passed by the island of Sirens, he told his men to put wax in their ears and lash him on a mast with heavy ropes so he wouldn't be able to swim out to see the sirens, who were beautiful but had legs of chickens. And anyone who swam out to their island to hear their mysteriously enchanting song would go insane and be killed by winged monsters. Ulysses was stubborn. He had to hear the siren song, and he did go temporarily insane. But at least he had wax and ropes. I don't have either. Please tell me what your plan is. Deep in my heart, I know you would never harm me.
You'll soon see, my angel, that siren fish are nothing like Ulysses' sirens. That's just a mythical legend. Yes, their songs are mysteriously enchanting, but they won't drive you insane. They will just fill you with joy.
Tabitha felt Tuney slowing down and going into free fall. She knew they had entered the zone of quantum gravity, where space and time are broken apart. Once they had entered the Siren Fish region of Sagittarius, Tabitha was too stunned to feel anything but wonder. The Siren Fish looked exactly like angelfish on Earth, except their colors were 1,000 times more brilliant. When they sang, little stars would emit from their lips like children blowing bubbles. Tuney was smiling so wide, it seemed as though his lips would bend his gills out of shape forever. He wrapped Tabitha in his pectoral fin.
Please sing, child.
Tabitha didn't feel insane at all. All she felt was the warm flood of joy that Tuney promised. All pain, worry, and fear had left her heart and mind. As she joined in the songs, little stars bubbled from her lips, and Siren Fish nuzzled up to her and kissed her. She looked at her Mickey Mouse watch, and Mickey's face and arms and the numbers had disappeared. In their place were the letters N-O-W. There was no such thing as time in this place of endless love. No worry about yesterday or worry about tomorrow. She knew that Nana was going to be okay, even if she never saw her again. Everything was okay. It always was okay, and always will be okay. It was the perfect plan of the universe, like a giant banana split that never ended. Every time you thought you were finished, it would grow back more bananas, scoops of ice cream, and mounds of whipped cream.
It's time to go now, Tabitha.
Tuney, I know we're stuck here forever, but I don't regret it. I love it.
Nana!
I know, but what can we do?
Did you ever wonder why I always return to the aquarium in Monterey Bay if I could fly anywhere in the universe?
Tabitha was speechless as Tuney pulled out a faded, water-wrinkled photograph from his gill. It was of an old, wrinkled bluefin, about half his size.
This is mine, Nana. We were caught together in a giant net off the coast of Australia, and I'm very grateful we were put in the aquarium instead of a fishery.
Why can't you fly her to any part of the world you want to go?
You're smarter than that, Angel.
Oh, right. She's a fish and she can't stay out of water.
Just like I can't escape from a black hole, but you can.
I don't understand.
Did you really think I would kidnap you here and separate you from your Nana forever? You must know the answer by now.
You mean I have the same magic as the Siren Fish?
It's the magic of your song. It can push back gravity, just like Nana tells you to push back the dream killers. With you on my back, we can leave any time we want, and we should probably leave sooner rather than later, before our Nanas start to worry.
Tabitha wasted no time saddling up on Tuney, and sang and sang and sang till they got through the black hole and arrived at her bedroom window by 11 p.m.
Soon you won't have to fly on me anymore.
I thought you said you'd never leave me.
I won't. You will soon get your own wings. They grow each time an angel sings, and we'll be flying side by side like the great friends we are. And don't worry, your wings will be invisible to everyone but me. Or otherwise, the world will never take you seriously as a famous scientist. They will think you're some kind of strange circus act.
The next time Tuney showed up at Tabitha's bedroom window, she had 2 surprises for him. The first was a math test with a perfect score. I remember how I felt in the Sagittarius, and I didn't worry at all. I also wrote a song for you. How I love my new best friend.